Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise. Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm your host, Jane Burnett. I'm joined now by Tim Els and Ashley Abraham from Ride Assist Naperville, or RAN. Tim, it's been about a year since we chatted the last time, so talk a little bit about your program and how it's grown in the intervening months.
Okay, so Jane, as you know, Ride Assist Naperville's mission is to provide affordable and dependable transportation to and from medical appointments for Naperville senior citizens. We pick them up at their home, take them to a medical appointment, wait for them, which is unique, and take them home. Since we last talked, we now have grown to 380 client/riders, which is incredible. Average age, believe it or not, is 82 years old. In our last fiscal year, we increased our rides by 59%.
That's a big jump.
We're very, very close to our 2,000th appointment since we started, and that's less than 2.5 years ago.
Congratulations.
So that's 2,000 round-trip rides, if you will. And right now we're doing 25 rides a day.
That's terrific.
And that's unfortunately that's capacity for us. We could do more, but we have 39 drivers, and that's all we can do. So, of course, one of the things we really, really need is more drivers because we could do more rides. But still, that means we're going to do 1,300 rides in the next 12 months.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's huge growth. And I think, I think what's so important is it speaks directly to a key need in our community, right?
Sure does, yes.
We're all aging. That's just part of the process. And being able to get to those doctor's appointments is so important. And I think one of the things I like best about what you do is that you stay there. It's not a taxi service. You don't get dropped off. You have somebody that is going to stay with you and come back home with you, and that's an important piece.
Nobody else does that.
Yeah.
And that is really the unique and key feature about Ride Assist Naperville, and that's what gives our riders such confidence in using us as a service.
Yeah. Now, Ashley, you talk to riders on a daily basis, I know. Mm-hmm. So give our viewers a sense of what they say, what this service means to them.
Yeah, it means a great deal. A lot of our riders might live alone, or they might not have family nearby, and they might not otherwise be able to get a ride to their medical appointment dependably. So RAN kind of comes in, and we kind of fill that service of a family member, whereas we greet them at their door, we bring them to their appointment, and when they're ready to go home, they know that a driver is waiting in the lobby to take them home. And a lot of the feedback that I hear from our riders is that they have kind of become friends with our volunteers, and they love the conversations. They've said that our volunteers are really friendly and caring, and I just get lots of great feedback. And actually, I brought one of our thank you notes from someone, if I can read it. It says,
of course.
"Dear RAN people, I can't thank you enough for this wonderful service. So far, I have ridden with Laura, Robin, Ed, and also Michelle. These angels are so warm and caring. We seniors are very fortunate to have them." So it means a great deal. So.
Yeah, that's lovely. I mean, I think obviously when you're older, and certainly if you're alone, there's a vulnerability there, right? And sometimes there's a decision of, do I go to that appointment? How do I get there? Or maybe I just don't really want to go because I feel vulnerable. So it's clear not only are you providing that transportation, but you're filling that sense of confidence that I'm going to be safe, and then I'm going to go with somebody who's nice and going to take care of me, and I'm not going to walk out of that, because sometimes we come out of those appointments and it's not good news.
Yeah.
And that you're being met with the same person that you went with, I'm sure that provides a tremendous amount of support and good feeling.
Yes.
Yeah. Tim, you've been a driver,
Yes.
and you filled that role. Talk about how it feels from a driver's perspective.
Well, number one, it's a lot of fun. The great thing about being a driver for Ride Assist Naperville is that it's a very flexible volunteer opportunity. We don't assign rides to our drivers. As Ashley said, we have a software program. They select whatever ride they want to take. If they want to do one ride a month, we're thrilled. If they want to do 3 rides a week, we're thrilled. So it's a great volunteer opportunity. Like I said, it's fun, it's interesting, but more important, you have to realize that you are taking someone to get health care, that they need, and they may not have any other way to do it. So you're providing a really great service for the community. And like Ashley said, you become friends with the person that you're driving. I've taken several riders multiple times, and you get to know them, and you get to know your families, you have great conversations. As I said before, the average age is 82, so they've had rich lives, full lives, wonderful to talk to, great experiences to draw upon. I've lived in Naperville for 25 years. I've taken riders who have lived in Naperville 75, 80, 85, and 90 years. You're going past a certain intersection and they're like, oh, that used to be somebody's farm, or that was a hardware store, or that was this, and it's like educational. It's so much fun. And no question is off the table, really. We spent a great amount of time talking about the Chicago Cubs, grandchildren. I even had a rider last week wanted to talk to me about the Electoral College. That's fine, as long as you're enjoying your ride. I know it's a medical appointment, but it's a timeout too.
Yes.
So for us drivers, it's just really rewarding.
Yeah, I mean, it might be the only time that senior is out during that week or that month.
That's
potentially, right?
exactly right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Ashley, since you've come on board, talk a little bit about how the program has grown.
Yeah, so I joined December 2017, and around that time we had about 100 active registered riders. We're set to have 400 by the end of this year, and so apart from growing with how many people we serve, we've also expanded our boundary map to help serve the people. We can bring them to more places that they need to go around Naperville and surrounding areas. What I'd love to see is obviously more volunteer drivers. Not to beat a dead horse, but there are times when our seniors call in and they ask for a ride, and I unfortunately have to say, unfortunately we're full. I just don't have a driver to bring you. I'm so sorry. So I would love to get to a point in our organization where we have plenty of drivers on hand that every senior that calls for a ride request, it will get filled.
Okay. So that leads to you, Tim, and I know that this is a big thing for you right now that you're working on.
It's huge. Our goal this year is to recruit and train in the next 3 to 6 months at least 20 more volunteer drivers. I need to be able to fill the capacity that we have, and the eventual goal is to fill every ride request that we get. So in that regard, we're going to spend a great amount of our marketing capacity this year recruiting new drivers. And that will really be a four-pronged attack. For the first time, we're going to do a pilot program where we're actually going to take out media ads, probably print media here in Naperville, looking for volunteer drivers. We're going to greatly enhance our social media presence. Of course, our board members will do what they always do. We go out and talk to our Naperville service organizations, Naperville's faith-based organizations, as well as anybody who wants to talk to us about Ride Assist Naperville and how maybe they can provide not only more riders, but clearly more drivers, which we need. We don't want anyone to miss an appointment because we don't have drivers. That being said, I'm here tonight. Anybody watching who would really like a flexible volunteer opportunity that is fun and rewarding, it's www.rideassistnaperville.org. There's a driver application on our website. You're going to spend a few minutes talking to me in a short meeting. We'll do a background check, a half-day training, and then you can get on the road providing a service that's desperately needed, but also really a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe one of the things that we all have to think about is we all have aging parents. Hopefully we still have some around. And when you think about how would you like your parent to be able to be treated if you're not there. I live a long way away from my father, and the thought that he would not be able to get where he needed to go because he didn't have a ride would put a big hole in my heart. So I think if we think about it that way, right, it should be a good motivator. And if everybody just did one, then you'd be all set if you could keep doubling on those drivers.
Exactly. And the family members are great. We have a doctor in Walnut Creek, California. His mother's here in Naperville. He helps arrange her rides. But every year, holiday time, there's a check to Ride Assist Naperville from him.
Yeah.
And I know he'd love to see us have more drivers. And I know he'd do it if he could, but he can't.
Right. Right. Well, thank you. We're going to wish you all the best of luck with that driver recruitment, and also thank you for all the good work you're doing on behalf of the seniors. If you are interested in becoming a driver for seniors in our community, please go and visit the Ride Assist Naperville website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.